welcome to another Figma review. This is Figma set EX042 Deadpool Deluxe Edition. I'll mention later during the review what's the difference between the special and the regular version. But the first things that you can notice with the regular version, I believe, is that if you see the regular version, the box has a white finish instead of a black one, like standard is for the Figma window right there. On top there you got Deadpool in a certain pose, holding one of his sides, and another image of Deadpool with some of the deluxe parts. Same here, so this box shows off all of that. However, even with the extra deluxe accessories, the box still conforms to the regular Figma box sizes. It's not like the Legend of Zelda or Link box that I reviewed previously that had the bigger boxes. For the most part, the bigger images are all covering the extra deluxe parts, and at the bottom is actually an image showing you exactly what you get inside. These are all the accessories that you would get with this set. Just like other Figma releases, the box opens from the top, which I haven't opened, so I'm just going to open it from the bottom. The box, the backing card has a little cutout area that can be folded into a basic stand, but I don't think there's any point with this one since it's just single color. Certain Figmas will have something like printed on this. I mean, let's say like Deadpool and stuff on the corner, but it's just, who cares? When you take it out originally, all of these accessories you see here were in a little plastic bag they had to rip open, and that plastic bag is folded up along the stand, the instruction manual, as well as this extra sort of baggie that goes into this hole in the tray underneath there. So after you do that, you can put all of your accessories in this little bag. If you don't want to keep the box, you can fit everything into this bag just fine. And of course we have this little box here which sits on the back of the tray, and this box holds all of the DX versions. Just like all the other accessories, the DX accessories are all placed into a little bag that you had to rip open, and that bag's been placed into this box. And of course once I've opened that, these accessories just float about, and I think I'm pretty much going to keep this box, just put all the deluxe stuff in here once I'm done displaying and taking photos of this figure. So here's a quick look at the instructions. The other side is completely identical with the Japanese wordings, and on this side is the English. If you want to take a closer look at photo shoot of the box art, the instructions, as well as all the accessories and photo shoot of the figure itself, please feel free to head over to the Flickr link or Facebook link in the video description below. So if you got the regular edition, you would get the Deadpool figure with fists already attached to him, as well as these hands. You got spray open hands, sword holding hands, gun holding hands, and a pair of sort of grippy hands. You also have a coagulator hand, a thumbs up hand, and a pointing you over there hand, as well as one spare hand joint. We also get the katana backpack, which is both attached via a tiny little peg that's not glued tight, so you can rotate the swords around if you want to. The swords detach as tiny little peg-in blades, and then you can use the actual katanas on Deadpool. And you also have a tiny dagger that can plug into a little dagger holder on his leg. We got two pistols here, one a revolver, one is more of a standard semi-automatic pistol. They are also represented on the figure itself with straps on the holsters. You can unplug those fake guns, which are just the handles attached to the body when you have Deadpool holding onto the guns. And you also have three total different expressions here. We have a standard neutral expression, take the mask off and you can replace that with a happy expression, and a one eye open, one eye closed, kind of like huh sort of expression. And finally, of course, we have the figure display stand, which is kudos to Figma. They always come with a display stand. This display stand is always the same. There's no special printing or anything on them, but they always come with that. With something like SH Figuarts, you never quite know if you're going to get a stand or not. So that's, really kudos to the Figma team. And as always, there's also an extra attachment on the stand, which I'm really not quite sure what that's for. We decided to pick up the DX version. You also get two giant extra blasters. They are identical, just silver colored. You get a pair of sides, again they're identical. And you also have a burrito, a hand to hold the burrito, and a head for eating the burrito. This is not just a face mask replaced like the other two expressions. This is an actual head that you have to replace the original with. And you also have a pair of underpants legs for Deadpool that you just swap with the regular legs and feet. Next up we have Articulation. The neck joint is split into two joints. It's not a ball peg or anything, the bottom one is, but the upper one is just a peg and swivel joint, so you can look down, look up, sideways, but you gotta turn the joint inside to get that to work. So you can look sideways, full rotation of course. And then the shoulder joint is also a double joint there, so up, down, full rotation, some rotation here until it hits the shoulder. These two straps, they're made out of soft rubbery plastic and they're not permanently attached to the torso, but the back bit is glued onto it, so you can't take this off. It's just loose there to get out the way. The arm joint has a peg and paw thing going on, so you can move his arm up and you can rotate his arm on the peg, and then the lower arm can also rotate a little bit just as well. The lower arm can also move on top of the joint area, so I think it's a ball joint, and arm is just a peg and swivel joint. And it gets quite annoying because the peg inside is a little bit loose, so some of the hands can fall off really easily, and it can get very frustrating when you're posing this figure with a sword or one of the bigger guns. Torso can go down, up, sideways, and the leg joint's essentially a Y sort of shape peg with balls on each end. So it's got balls down there literally that plug into the legs. So legs rotate, go up, back, and sideways, and then you got a single knee joint, and then the feet go up, down, sideways. The shoe flaps are actually made of soft plastic, just like they would be with actual shoes. They do get out of the way and do bend, so that's kind of cool. And toe joint goes up. The gun pack here is on a ball joint, so is the top gun pack there as well. And the little knife holder is also on a little ball joint, so they can move out of the way if needed, or be removed if you need to do that as well. Areas where I had to fix it with super glue, the option to change the face expression, the peg in the head got loose quite easily. The other one that I had an issue with is the hip gun pouch. The peg did come loose. Once I've done that, it also feels quite secure again. So for the most part, the molding on the figure is okay. It is based on the comic book style, and therefore the overall design is a lot more simpler compared to something you would see in the movies, for example. So the molding gets the details just right, and that's okay. There are a few molding issues here and there. The joints, for example, a few of them a little bit too loose and a few bits a little bit too tight, but it's not impossible to pose, but eventually it does get a little bit annoying when things keep popping off. That's very frustrating. I like the use of soft and hard plastic at correct places. Soft plastic definitely helps posing and making stuff get out of the way, and I like that there are joints in his little pouches, which also helps him get out of the way to help with the posing. Paint job wise, there's a few issues here and there. For example, for the most part, his body is molded in the red plastic you see in front of you, and there's a hint of shading. That means the black areas of the suit are also molded with that red plastic. And on the torso, there are a few places around the edge, around the center, and folds of his suit where the black paint is missing because they didn't spray it properly. So I guess it's not a hard fix, you just get a little black marker pen and fix that, but the point is you shouldn't have to. So quality control is a little bit of an issue. Speaking of joints, some of the joints on the arms and the legs can get a little bit ugly and can get a little bit obvious. This is a common problem with Figma releases. They're not like SH Figuarts where they really know how to hide the joints and make unique joints for each figure. I guess Figma cheaps out by using certain joints and recycling them for different designs. So when you bend the arm a certain way or you bend the legs a certain way, the joint really pops out and that can look quite ugly. Accessory wise, if you're just talking about the regular version, I think gets the job done. The DX version is really more of a bonus with most of the weapons. However, Deadpool in underwear is quite funny, and those Deadpool fans out there will definitely want to pick up the DX version just for that. The gun, the sai, and the burrito are kind of like bonus stuff. The mask where he's pulling it open to eat the burrito also seems a little bit important. So big Deadpool fans would definitely want to go with the DX version, whereas casual comic book fans who probably just saw the movie or just read some of the X-Men comics should be fine with the regular version of the figure. I really like the design that they did with the swords and the guns, that he has some sort of fake or half guns plugged into the pockets. Overall, this is a pretty decent figure. It could be the definitive comic book Deadpool figure out there. However, if you like something from the movie line, then you might want to check out some of the other Marvel lines. But if you're happy with the comic book stuff, then this is the one to get. And once you get this one, you probably don't really need to find any other Deadpool figure, unless you're specifically looking for maybe zombie Deadpool, Gwenpool, or like the monk Deadpool, different colors, different suits entirely. But if you just want his regular black and red suit, then this is the one to get, and you can skip all the other ones. Price wise, the regular version is okay, it's similar to other Figma figures, but the DX version is quite pricey, so that really is just reserved for the hardcore and really loyal Deadpool fans to pick that up. I personally found the underpants look quite funny, so I was just like, yeah, might as well just get it. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, please consider clicking the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, you can subscribe to this channel where I bring out videos not every day, but sometimes I do them every day, where I review many different kinds of toys, mostly Lego, henshin toys and figures on this channel. So if you like that stuff, please check the subscribe button. As always, you can support this channel by turning ad block off. I would appreciate that a lot, especially near Christmas now where there are more adverts and the prices go up, so that would help a lot. If you don't want to deal with adverts but still want to support this channel, you can consider heading over to Patreon and giving a little bit of support there. If I reach any kinds of stretch goals or start to have any people on the Patreon page, that would help so much, and I appreciate that so much as well. Of course, you don't have to do any of that. Take care, have a nice day. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye now.